It's hot, it's loud, and it's full of blood. It's Germany, 1933, center of the European theater. After losing World War I in a series of events that followed, the Nazi Party rose to power, and an angry-looking man with a funny mustache became the Chancellor of Germany. Not long after rising to power, the parliament passed a law regulating animal slaughter, which in general banning animals to be slaughtered without anesthetic. Hitler himself, according to sources, known as vegetarian, while the reason why Hitler himself is a vegetarian is uncertain, but the idea it's because of his affection towards animals is very intriguing. Even in 1931, the Nazi Party bring forward and proposed a ban on vivisection, but the regulation failed to pass. 8 years later, between 1941 to 1945, the same people that care so much for animal welfare in Nazi Germany commits one of the worst genocide in the history of humankind, resulting in the death of 4 to 8 million people. This event will forever be remembered as the Holocaust. So the big question is, why and how is it the people that arguably care so much for animals' welfare can massacre millions of their kind without blinking an eye? Many sources also claim that the affection the Nazi Party showed towards animals is nothing but propaganda, but the idea of using animals as one of the propaganda item itself show how much animals are very important to us humans. In a valiant attempt to discover why we love animals so much and why they are so important to us, let us go back a little in time, shall we? Human, throughout the revolution and history, has seen so many things. Especially in the last 5,000 years, it is quite magical. Wonders being built, things being discovered, and civilization progress so fast. We progress astonishingly fast. Just around 6,000 years ago, we start the first civilization, and in the millenniums that followed, we start the conquest against each other, building and destroying empires. 250 years ago, we looked at the sky and start the revolution of the machinery and the revolution of the people, marking the end of the old order and paving it into a new one, with blood, if necessary. 250 to 50 years ago, in the name of ideologies, ego, and everything in between, we twice create hell on earth and send the first man to venture into the heaven, only to discover we are all alone in this endless and expanding darkness. At least, for now. In the last 50 years, everything progressed so fast not even the brilliant minds from the past can ever imagine, not even in their wildest dreams. And throughout those years, if there's one thing that follows us throughout those years, if there's one thing that keeps lurking around us every step of our way, if there's one thing that keeps haunting us like vengeful ghosts of our own existence, it is tragedies. No matter what era it is, tragedy is always there. It follows us like shadow of mankind. It may disappear sometimes, but it will always come back. And these tragedies that keep happening are proof that each and every one of us humans have their own wicked and darker side. Some of us manage to conquer it. Some of us manage to barely keep it at bay. But some of us sadly failed. It was noon when I was a child. I just finished my meal. Being the good and responsible child I am, I brought the already empty plate to the side of the sink where we usually put it. Not long after, around 30 minutes later, I heard a breaking sound from the kitchen, and I knew I'm going to be in trouble. Me and my mom went to the kitchen to see what happened, and when we arrived, we saw the plate that I put earlier already on the ground, broken into several pieces. And hold and behold, our pet cat is on where I put the plate earlier. Afraid of being scolded, grounded, and separated from my beloved PlayStation 1, I tried to put the blame on the cat, arguing that I put the plate in the right place like we usually do. But my parents having none of it and kept putting the blame on me, arguing that knowing I have a cat, I should be more cautious, right? And you there might argue and think the same. Was I really at fault? Was it the cat's fault? Was it my parents' fault? Or was it we can fault them? May 28, 2016. A boy visiting a zoo in Cincinnati fell into the moat at the World Gorilla Habitat. Not long after, a 440-pound gorilla came to investigate the child. Over the next 10 minutes, Harambe, the gorilla, carried the child around and became increasingly agitated and disorientated by the scream of onlookers. Afraid of the boy's welfare, the zoo officials decided to terminate the gorilla with a single rifle shot. The animal passed away and the child is safe. But boy oh boy, the backlash of the public was outrageous, blaming the zoo for their incompetence and even blaming the parents for not carefully taking care of their child. And it is probably rightfully so. But the idea of taking a defenseless animal life when other options can be explored, even though those options might endanger the child, bothers us so much. Why does it bother us so much? Well, I don't know, to be honest. But the reason we feel bothered even as much as anger when we see animals being abused and even killed is probably because we see a glimpse of betrayal at its finest. And events like those show that we humans have a very soft side for animals. At least most of us. Of course our emotion towards animals is not universal. Of course not all of us have the same sympathy towards animals. Even some of us can even begin to love them at the expense of our own satisfaction and comfort. It's varied, but our emotion and how we feel towards them is rarely, almost never hatred. And we sometimes mistake fear with hatred. We humans are very smart, strange creatures. Our brain is a miracle and a mystery. We operate every day without knowing how we operate. And more strangely, we sometimes learn things without realizing it. The things that we learn, consciously or unconsciously, embedded into our head and consciousness. Scarily, the things that we don't know we learn affect our emotion and decision making in our everyday life. And one of the things that we might or might not learn unconsciously is a wicked side of humankind. We learn it from history, we learn it from the people around us, and sadly, we learn it from the people that are very close to us. But we also learn how good human can be, how kind we can be, how unselfish we can be. But despite the many things we learn about human godly nature, to us, the bad weigh heavier than the good. One mistake can erase 1,000 favor. The wicked things that we learn about our kind made us humans will never be able to trust our own kind fully, 100%. No matter who it is, your family, the people close to you, the love of your life, no matter who it is, will never be able to trust them fully. And some of us never realize this. We might convince ourselves and the people around us that they are people, special people that we trust fully, 100%. But no, it's the illusion that we cast on ourselves. 99% is our limit. There's always 1% of trust that we set aside, realizing it or not. The 1% of trust in humanity that we'll never be able to have is probably one of many consequences and prices that we have to pay for our own existence. The 1% of trust that we'll never be able to have towards humans may never affect the way we act towards our close and loved ones. It may never affect the way we love them, the way we care about them, the way we touch, see, and hug them on the rainy days. But it is still there. It's like small, tiny hole in our soul, a missing piece of a puzzle, and it makes us feel incomplete. And how we long for complete. And that long might not be that far away. For centuries, humanity have been wrestling with the idea of human consciousness, but it is still a mystery. There are still a lot of things we don't know. But if there's one thing that we know about human consciousness, is that it's really different from any other animals. Animals, non-human animals, do not have the consciousness level that we humans have. They are very different, much more simple. And probably, because of this, they don't have to pay the minimum 1% trust that we humans have to pay. They can trust anything with 100% and we can trust them 100%. But can didn't mean always. There are times when we doubt them and there are times when they doubt us. But this matter not. The only thing that matters is that there's possibility to trust them fully 100%. The possibility of being trusted fully 100%. The possibility that we'll never be able to have with our fellow humans. Something we unconsciously longing for. And maybe we humans found comfort in it. The feeling that there's nothing we should hide and there's nothing they can hide. The feeling of maybe there's just a little chance that we can trust something fully. And being trusted fully, maybe we find comfort in this. Maybe this is why the broken, the betrayed, and the once dreamer is very fond of their honest little friends. Maybe this is the reason why one of the most ruthless and cruel human beings to ever live, Hitler, was very fond of animals, even when as far as being recorded as a vegetarian. Maybe being the ruthless leader he is makes him all alone at the top with no one he can trust, questioning everybody at any time at anywhere, and just towards animals he can find comfort from the weariness of distrust. And maybe we're all just like this sometimes, tired of not being able to trust someone fully and being trusted fully, stuck between the real and the fake and only able to find a minute relief with animals. Maybe sometimes they are a safe haven on Earth. It is a dream for us humans to be able to trust our fellow humans fully. It will be hidden on Earth if this has come to be. A dream that we'll never be able to reach. But even so, may I humbly advise and suggest to try to our best to be more honest, sincere, and truthful to ourselves, to the people around us, and to our loved ones. And maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to trust and love like we never before. And how wonderful would that be? Hey there YouTube fella, thank you so much for watching the video. If you like it, kindly consider leaving a like and subscribe. And also click on the notification bell, because there's many more to come. In the end, I say cheers to you all, to the day that may or may never come. See you soon. Bye bye.